Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TCG Talk. I hope you're all having a great day. As you can see by my attire, I'm probably still cranking out the same videos that I was prior that you've been watching the past few days. But it's because I have so many deck techs that I want to show you all kind of updated deck techs that I've been doing, and I've been really excited to. So we'll get right into it. The last 2 days, we've been doing constructed deck techs with Katsu and Briar. But I wanted to give my updated Ira list and kind of what I'm trying to play. Ira's a really funny hero for me right now in Blitz because she's still really good. I just don't think she's going to be as dominating with the Briar meta. It's hard to cover up all the damage that Briar's soaking through in Blitz, as well as with Briar's Earth tokens, she can cover up your high attacks that you play at the end of your turn, like your flying kicks and other stuff. So I think Ira's gonna have a little bit more trouble, especially against the Briar, but I still think she's definitely a viable hero, top 3 for sure, with Kano and Briar. But this is gonna have an updated list. It's very similar to the last one. There's a couple of like small differences that I've done just over time, getting better as a player and doing different things. As you can see, running the 2 Kodachis, I don't run Needle in anything. I just like the Kodachis. I think they're better. I don't see it. The Needle is so situational. I just don't enjoy running it. Normally it's running a Benji anyway. But I run the basic equipment that you would see a ninja run. The only thing I'll sub in is no rune gloves and robe when I'm playing Kano. Sometimes I'll even run 3 no rune, but most time it's just 2. And then Findle Spring Tunic. Some people run Findle Spring Tunic, and it's definitely viable, but in today's crazy aggro meta, most Blitz games aren't going to go 6 turns. So it's nice to have that one block, but I like running Heart and Cross Trap just so I can 100% get off an attack that I wanted to get off or something like that. Especially if it's like, something that is really important. Maybe if you sub in like Command and Conquer, you play a flying kick or something like that. You can at least get that attack off. I know it'll break the chain, but there's just times where those 2 resources can really help you. Anyway, getting into the deck, I run head jab. A lot of people don't run the head jab, which I find really weird. It's a 3 attack, go again. And, if you Kodachi head jab, like you just attacked for 6 and you still have go again total. I just think it's a really good card. I run Ancestral Empowerment. With Ira, being able to draw cards is great. I'll play this even when it's not going to meet the break point. Sometimes I play it just to get another card in hand so I can arsenal it. It's really good for that. I run 2 Enlightened Strikes. I run the full set of Flick Flacks as usual. I took out Salt the Wound. It just wasn't. It's more useful in Katsu, if that even makes sense. I was originally using it for pitching for Kodachis and stuff like that, but with 14 blues and then 2 yellow Flick Flacks, I technically have 16 cards that can pitch my Kodachis, so almost half my deck, so it shouldn't be an issue. I just took it out. It wasn't boding. It wasn't having a highly positive effect on my deck, so I took it out. I run Leg Tap. It's great. 1/4 go again. Sigil, obviously. Push the Point's a big one. Some people will take Push the Point out. It's kind of hit or miss on what you want to do. It's really good to play as a second attack. I prefer to play as a second attack because I almost always let the first Kodachi go. So your second attack, it gets the +2 effect from that Kodachi hitting, and then the +1 effect from Ira. So it's essentially hitting for 7 on your second attack. So it's really good for that. Razor Reflex, I love running in this deck. Torrent Tempo, obviously. Conditional go again. Sometimes I'll play this as my second attack to give it one more hit. So it's hitting for 6. So it's going to force 2 to 3 cards out of their hand, and sometimes I'll even Snapdragon Scaler and keep going. This is a really good bait card, actually, on the second attack. I'll play this as a second. It's going for 6. They try to cover it up so I don't get go again, or at the very least make me use my Snapdragons. But then I just got 2 cards out of their hand, and now I can hit for 2 or 3 more times that turn, basically unblocked for the most part, unless they just want to wipe their hand. So it's really good for that. Flying Kick is really good, obviously, if you have 2 blues in hand and you can play it as the 3rd chain link in row, so you're hitting for 7. I played 2 Sync Belows. I've been really debating whether I just want to go full aggro Ira other than the Flick Flacks or stay kind of defensive. And I've just stayed defensive, just trying to keep, bottling up as much damage as we can while chipping away at them with our Kodachis. I play Snatch, is really good, obviously, for 4 with that break point. It's really useful for that. And then I'll also run the full set of blues you normally see. The only blue I run that's different than most people is I don't run like a rushing river or anything like that. I will run a lunging press. Again, that +1 to hit that break point can be really useful, especially in this aggro meta, to kind of keep going. Maybe you play it on a Torrent and Tempo, or you play it off of a Soul Bead Strike, or you play it off a Snatch to draw a card and then Snapdragon Scaler it. It's just really useful. A lot of people don't expect lunging press to come out. Maybe you've played both your Razor Reflexes and now they're like, okay, what's he got in his hand? And then, you play lunging press and it's really kind of throws them off balance. I have 14 total blues in the deck. Obviously, you can't have sideboard equipment and blitz, so I just run null room equipment and tunic in the side. I know you can't have sideboard equipment in blitz, but if you're thinking about putting anything else in this deck, Command Conquer is really good. Obviously, I don't like Iris specialization cards. I don't like Whirling Mist Blossom or the other one. They're just yellows that cost 1, so you can't pitch them for Kadachis, and they're just not as useful in this meta as they used to be. Life for Life's a good one as well. You can put in Pounding Gale as a common one that people put in. It just depends on what you want to do, really. At blue, you can run Rushing River and Whelming Gust Wave, a couple of the other cards that are really good. It just depends on how you want to run it. Ira's a weird person. Like I said, the main changes that I made was I took out Rising Knee Thrust. I didn't like the not go again. That was just kind of a boo-boo on my part, being a new player and using that. I added in Snatch, which I didn't have before, which is crazy to me, and I added in a couple more defensive reactions with Sink Below. And then I also added in the lunging presses. So I had a couple other cards just to kind of help my ratios and have more consistent play. With Ira, it's just kind of like you're not going to push as much damage as Briar, but you're just trying to kind of out consistent her, if that makes sense. Hopefully she draws like a bad hand or something like that, and you can kind of get the tempo. But against Briar, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, I think, with Ira. But let me know what y'all's thoughts are. If y'all have had any success or failures against a Briar and Blitz with Ira. Hopefully she can be really good. She's one of the best heroes for Blitz, and she's really good for new players. You can build a really good budget Ira deck for like $30 or less, and it works really well. So I hope she stays in the format. I hope she does well. I hope the new set gives her a couple of new toys to work with, and she can be really useful. But yeah, let me know what y'all think of the deck. Let me know what you would take out, what you would add in, stuff like that. More open to opinions. And yeah, I'll see you all next time on TCG Talk. Thank you so much.